This is the third match of the War3Champions finals, and it is a Europe versus NA matchup. Oh, aren't we all looking forward to this? Foggy versus iNSUP is the name of the game. Undead versus Night Elf. Foggy in his first official match here on our stream for his new clan Raptor Gaming. They picked him up. Foggy, of course, moved recently, so hopefully all connections are stable. Not the easiest past few weeks for him, of course, but he's back and he's playing great Warcraft. We've seen that, for example, in Nations League versus X-Lord, where he played one of the best games I've seen all year. He will be challenged by a very different force though. iNSUPERABLE. He's back. Raise your Roman numerals, everybody. Canadiana land represented in the War3Champions finals, and we need a little bit of NA flavor here. And with the tail of the tape being shown so far, interesting stats, 50-50 between them. But of course, we all know Foggy is going into this as the favorite. Who's going to face Hawk in the round of 12? And how far can NA go? Map number 1, LR.
All right. And yeah, worth noting they have very good ping, both of them. The ping is super even. That's the nice thing about iNSUP being on the east coast of NA. You can get decent ping to Europe. So he's going to, no matter who he faces in this tournament, have pretty good ping. They're close to even. I think they're within 8 or 9 ping of each other. So, yes. Of course, always on someone's mind when there's two different regions playing each other. And yeah, that'll put their minds at ease. Keeper on the side of Foggy, and of course, as always, the Death Knight. I don't think iNSUP's a big fan of the Lich expansion, although I am.
Yeah, I think so too. I haven't seen that from iNSUP too often, and he can surround a lot just with DK and ghouls alone, so might not even need that. Here on this map there would be an opportunity, but no. iNSUP, you talked about this before, but his shape is really great recently. I saw a stream 2 days ago, and he was a little bit tipsy in a very good mood, and he had like a 12-0 win streak or something against anyone with any race as well. I haven't seen his off race too much, but it looked damn good. And who needs a Lich when you want to go for a fast expansion? Works with the DK as well. This is something I totally did not expect.
Yeah, and a little sloppy there as well from Foggy to allow that Wisp to get one auto attack on it, so the coil is there, but there's already another Wisp on the other tree. But he actually summons Treants, opening up the trees so that iNSUP can attack the next Wisp, so they both might go down. And of course, these are essential to detonate the Blight Skulls and also detonate the Skellies, make the creeping a bit more difficult. But no level 2 means no Entangle, and there's only 2 more sets of Treants, so iNSUP may be wise to delay the creeping for now, but eventually he's going to go for it.
I think so too. Should be relatively easy then. Foggy still a little bit behind in meta. He's not following the trend of going DH or Warden, just tried and true Keeper. But he is mixing it up as he sees, oh, this is probably going to be an expansion. He's going Huntress now.
Yeah, an immediate Hunter's Hall with the third Moonwall coming up. I wonder if we're going to see a second Ancient of War or just a counter expansion. I don't think you need to full go double AOW, although sometimes Night Elf players will. And iNSUP just going to tech, and that's actually going to be pretty much even tech. So no harm, no foul for either player. Foggy's going to be able to get a couple of Huntresses, which are pretty good against ghouls overall, and iNSUP was able to get a little bit of space to creep and force a little bit of mana out of that Keeper.
Yeah, I think iNSUP could maybe still go for a tier 2 expansion if he wants to. Big last hit. There we go. Stolen away from Foggy with that coil. I don't know if that was preventable with Entangle. Yep, maybe, but that's level 2 for iNSUP, and now he can hunt down these archers.
He should be able to get that archer. Actually not going to commit to it. He wants to go in for possibly a surround on the Keeper that wasn't paid attention to for a second there by Foggy, but is always on point. And now there's one more coil, so these ghouls should be safe. Inner fire makes it a little bit difficult to creep, but yeah, so far pretty good for iNSUP. Foggy, no Entangle still.
Okay, we see a graveyard. No second crypt yet, so no Gargs or anything. Fighting continues as Foggy is pulling the next creeps camp into the ghouls. And on the other side, DK still harassing. No big deal thus far. Foggy has voiced his displeasure with the new version of Last Refuge. And yeah, it shows in the first few minutes here. Doesn't feel too close to home yet.
Really, what are his problems with the new version, with the creeps being fixed? Did he say anything specific?
I don't really understand it. It's mostly about Night Elf versus Orc and tree lines, so you can't.
Oh, it's just like super high level stuff.
Yeah. Nobody really understood it, but
Yeah,
it's
sense.
too high level for me for sure.
Well, expansion for Foggy, and this isn't, of course, a reaction to what Foggy thinks is going to be a tier 2 expansion from iNSUP. This is all pretty standard. We're just used to seeing it sometimes a little bit further away from the expansion itself, but this is a nice timing for Foggy. The tier 2 is about to be done. Wonder if we're going to see Panda, Demon Hunter second. Maybe Panda would be wise, seeing as though iNSUP is throwing a couple of curveballs in the early game, and there's the Panda. Huntresses as well, and don't think iNSUP's going to be able to get this expansion if he wanted to, at least secure it with a Haunted Goldmine, but at least he'll get all the experience.
We'll see how much damage Foggy is able to do. I think the expansion plan's still scratched, but yeah, if the Panda is low, iNSUP can be pretty happy with this early game. That's the biggest
4 ghouls.
threat. That is a lot of ghouls indeed, and there's more Entangle.
Yeah, so 3, maybe could have gotten 4 with a little bit better pathing on the Keeper, but almost level 3 Death Knight, and Skeleton finds the Expo right away, so iNSUP knows what his timing is going to have to be.
Okay, Lore's coming. Foggy, of course, one of the best players in the world in this matchup, especially when it comes to holding expansions, holding on to dear life. iNSUP sending the Acolyte now. Foggy has a scout there. Interesting. Both are trying to establish 2-base, and I think what are the odds for iNSUP to still tear down this Tree of Life?
It's going to be difficult, but if he can delay the Panda's creeping, if he can stop the Panda from getting level 3 by the time the push comes in for iNSUP, maybe it's possible. But for now, he's just going to try and take the cheese from the bread of the shop, which will also get him Death Knight level 3. But around this timing, you would like to be sharking for some damage. The difficult thing is when there's Huntresses on the Night Elf side, it's not like you can go around Coil Novaing Archers. It's not like you could really get a lot of last hits on creeps, because you're going to get entangled and there's going to be breath for last hits. So there's not much that iNSUP can do if he were to go across the map with these 2 heroes. So this Panda's going to get level 3. No way to stop it.
Yep, he's on a good way. If that expansion should be working, they of course has a lot of resources for the heal scrolls, but so far away from that, and it feels like the game is glitching out of iNSUP's hands. Foggy had a little bit of a weird opener, not the happiest about that, but then he has all the tools to recover from that. But with a good, well-placed Coil Nova, things can change in a blink of an eye.
Absolutely. Rune Brace is going to help Foggy against said Coil Nova. Quite the nice item. And Drive's on the way out. Shop, Nature's Blessing already available. Ancient of War moving over. And an Ancient Protector. So Foggy knows iNSUP isn't counter-expanding, at least yet. And he's probably going to have to just defend in this expansion. He's going to be more than ready, though. This Panda's creeping is very, very fast. But iNSUP tier 3 done. Destroyer form on the way. And now we'll see. Is iNSUP going to pick up a Tinker and go across the map? Or is he going to power creep with 2 heroes, counter expand? That old play. We'll see.
That old play, eh? We got the Rune Braces. Hero focus, therefore not the greatest solution anymore. We got Ankh. Okay. Not the perfect item, of course, but yeah, we're waiting for the final moments of these upgrades to finish. Frenzy, Destroyer, and then off we go. This timing pretty much set in stone. iNSUP is getting dangerously close to a tavern, and it's a Naga, not a Tinker.
All right. Pressure on the heroes. The iNSUP special. He can go for the nuke. I mean, there's no push of invulnerability yet. There's going to be pushes to healing from the Ancient of Wonders, but maybe that's the way in for iNSUP to go for just that keeper focus. Force the Moonwells to be low, and then over time he can maybe kill one of those heroes, because of course there's no bears yet for Rejuve.
True that. He is not even tier 2. Foggy always likes to stabilize a little bit, let the expo pay off, and then when he feels really comfortable, it's time for tier 3, but not just yet. But it's time for the first little push of Foggy, and there's of course amazing distraction, especially since he gets a Fiend for free. Not losing too much, it's only a Narrow Pier, which, wow, Kevin Schwem, look at this. Foggy able to destroy that Narrow
Oh no.
without any losses.
Yeah, a little indecisive from INSUP. It was a little maybe of just a tilt movement down to the expansion. He was like, whatever, I'm just going to go down. But he doesn't have a town portal. Maybe he could go kill the expansion and TP back home if he had the TP. But now the shop goes down. A Ziggurat went down. Another Ziggurat's going to go down. And fuck, he's just going to town portal away. Perfect play here.
Wonderful. Oh man, his game sense has become so good over the years with all the tournament that he's played all over the world. I think he almost played on all continents. Oh, at least the majority of the continents we got in the world. And this expansion is running and running and running and running. INSUP now with the TP. That was expensive, of course. And the damage has been done. But, Keeper, a little bit of trouble. But he got the staff. Bye-bye.
And Foggy also got a Fiend there, which is a big deal because, you know, INSUP would almost be at the 50 supply mark, which you could do a lot with 50 supply, even if you're down 10, 12 supply. You need those couple of extra Fiends just to deal with these Dryads, but that is starting to be more Dryads than INSUP can handle, even with his micro. He's just going to try to creep, which might be wise at this stage. Just power creep, try to get level 5 DK, level 3 Lich, and then, you know, just go for the pure hero focus later on, because at this point, I don't see INSUP breaking that expansion.
Yeah, I'm a little worried too, but INSUP is switching gears. He's going for Disease Cloud. Oh, nice little Coil Steal, close to level 4. Keeps the Panda away from higher levels. Nova with the steal as well. Nicely done by INSUP. What's the item? Oh, the Ankh, I think. Yep, got that one. Stolen as well. So, we've seen Axlord banging his head against the wall without an expansion with A-bombs and meat wagons. This might still work. Triple level up for INSUP.
Yeah, so far, pretty nice micro from INSUP. He's finding a lot of value in just losing ghouls. So, you know, and eventually you got to lose those ghouls. They're not going to be good forever. And he's trading some Huntresses, getting some more experience. This isn't too bad at all. He's doing what he should be doing, but over time, it's going to be difficult to kite against these Dryads.
Wonder how long he can stay in there. Gets another Dryad, has another Coil. I think there's one more. Exactly. INSUP is holding his ground against 15 to 20 supply lead of Foggy. And mana is getting low, so that's the time for INSUP to get back a little bit. Wait for the A-bombs, wait for the wagon. And then fight again.
Yeah, it would be really nice if that A-bomb was already here with the Disease Cloud. Imagine if all these Dryads have disease on them, then you can just do this all day, because you know over time you're getting efficiency, you're forcing those heal scrolls. But still, the Panda already used the Potion of Healing. The Ancient Protector and Ancient of War moved over, but now the expansion's exposed, so maybe INSUP continue sharking around the two bases. But of course, as I mentioned, just creeping might be the best option here.
And the meat wagon is coming. We're getting back to 50. So what's the next plan? Break upkeep and go for a push, or rather expand?
Yeah, it's difficult because if he pushes, he's always going to be down, you know, 20 supply. He's down 18 supply. If he expands, you know, especially with a Panda on the side of Foggy, he could just break the expansion, even if there's a couple of towers up. But, you know, the upside could always be Spirit Towers. If you have a couple Spirit Towers, pure Dryad is tough to fight in range of those, so maybe expansion would be the better of the two plays.
But it's INSUP. He wants to brawl, he wants to fight. Warsong Battle Drums for Foggy, the rat spot, off we go. Big fight brewing, but not just yet. A little bit of extra experience. We see the Disease Cloud. Foggy knows about the wagon.
Alright. Tome picked up, a Man of the People. And Foggy knows he doesn't want to fight into a choke point, even though he's up. What is this? A lot of supply right now. 22 supply currently. He doesn't want to fight into a horrible choke point with that meat wagon in the back. INSUP definitely wants to spread the disease. Foggy is being safe to not get hit by the cloud. That's now going to be on the ground. He's only got it on one Dryad so far. But if INSUP gets disease on all these Dryads and then backs away and fights a little bit later, it could be all right for him.
Can he, though? The Disease Cloud is spreading. The wagon is doing great work, but the question is for how long. INSUP trying to retreat onto the high ground, and that is pretty smart play thus far. And now let the disease work over time.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of damage. Of course, Heal Scroll can solve. He's got double Heal Scroll Foggy, even if he's got to use one of those in a little bit just to solve against that Disease Cloud. It's no problem. And Foggy continues to hold on. The hero levels are definitely in INSUP's favor, but the supply is not. 80 supply for Foggy and 2 upgrades already. Still tier 2.
Yeah, man. He's rather expanding for the second time on INSUP's natural. Then going tier 3. Mind-boggling. Foggy is, I guess, the only Night Elf in the world who has this idea about this matchup. But yeah, if you're ahead, get further ahead.
Absolutely. Dryads getting further behind to that disease. But again, I say, heal scroll will just be used to. But we can see just how good this Meat Wagon edition is. They haven't fought yet. Look at all these Dryads. Ridiculous.
Yeah, so half of that 80 supply is at half HP. That makes basically 40 supplies, so INSUP is ahead. But 2 groups now. He wants to get rid of that Meat Wagon. Nicely set up. If he follows that up with the heal scroll, which of course he does, army is looking healthy again. Meat Wagon's still there, but only for so long. Can't, of course, anything that is mechanical. So bye-bye Wagon, bye-bye statue. Foggy in full control.
Yeah, a few Dryads go down. I think 3 to be exact, but INSUP losing a whole lot more. I think he could have maybe justified just town portaling out after spreading all that disease and then getting a better position, but this was always going to happen. The split of the Dryads. Nuke now on the Panda, but the Rune Bracers so strong. Also, by the way, Warcraft Battle Drums. Great for the Dryads. +2 on all those bad boys. So, it's going to be tricky now. INSUP still at 48 supply. Gets a level up on that Naga for an even stronger nuke. But Foggy continues to just build Dryads.
And that's enough. That's certainly enough. Upgrades 2-2. So yeah, the Orb of Corruption is not doing too much to them, as he doesn't get the bonus damage from being in minus armor. Heal scroll number 2. Okay, so now Foggy has to leave the situation soon, as there's no heal scrolls anymore, or he just ends the game.
Okay, it's just full-on attack moving right now, not splitting the Dryads, not doing the 2 groups, and why does he have to? 75 against 49, INSUP's out of coils. The Panda's going to be very safe as a staff on the Keeper. And now this should certainly be a time to town portal out. There's no way you're going to be able to kite. Okay, another Meat Wagon comes in. That's nice. Re-spreading the disease. Panda gets staffed out, but all the Fiends have almost fallen. 43 supply against 71 and 900 gold to boot.
Wow, that's dominant performance. There is an Ankh, but you can't just surround the DK's position or ignore and move forward. 2 Meat Wagons now. Really seems like a desperate INSUP. His initial game plan didn't work, and then this game fell apart a little. This TP might even be out of range on purpose, with purpose.
Oh, no.
That was the worst of both worlds.
Unfortunate, but 69 supply now for Foggy. If INSUP had saved a couple of those Fiends, maybe with, a burrow, something like that, could have been nice. There's no Wisp at the lab, but now the next expansion is up at INSUP's natural, and that's probably going to seal the deal for game 1. But it definitely some nice micro from INSUP, despite being down so much in supply. But Foggy, just too experienced in these situations.
Oh yeah, 100%. He knows how it feels when an undead is pressuring his expansion, because he tried to hold that 500 million times between 2020 or 19 and 2021, and not too often successful because his opponent was happy. But when his opponent is not happy, oh boy, is Foggy a beast. INSUP still trying to shark around, trying to let Disease Cloud work, but Foggy has all the resources in the world to buy not a Scroll of Healing, but a Book of Healing.
Yeah, well, his opponent is not happy. His opponent is not happy. You get it? You get it? Ooh, zinger!
Ooh, did you work on your comedy, Carson?
Yeah.
All the month you were gone.
Incredible, incredible. Panda working on his breath there. He's going to continue to poke away at these statues. INSUP doing a lot. I mean, with 3 heroes can unironically defeat 80 food Dryads if they're all half HP. We've seen it before from Happy, but it's not easy.
No, and it's getting even harder now that we have tier 3 for Foggy, and we're getting the 3rd defense upgrade. We're getting orbs, double staff, moon juice upgrades, etc, etc, etc. Maybe even bears, maybe even rejuve. This is next level. 3 base versus 1. 30 supply lead. And close to level 5 hero levels.
Yeah, and the orb now online. The transition into probably a couple of bears once he loses a couple of Dryads. Might not be the worst choice, just to have rejuve for those heroes. And obviously mountain giants are a possibility. By the way, I didn't see but 3 lores. So whenever he loses 3 Dryads, he just rebuilds them. It doesn't even matter. There's no way he's not going to be 80 supply for the rest of the game.
iNSUP is trying to expand here on the high ground. As gold mines are running low, that means for the foreseeable future he's only mining with 4 acolytes, which is, you know, not that great when you're up against 3 bases.
Yeah, it's about that's about 80% income there, Neo. About 80% income.
The math on Carson. Improved comedy, improved math. What did you not improve in the past 4 months?
My micro? That's still rough. That's still
Okay.
really rough.
I can coach you a little if you want.
It's honestly my worst attribute, you know, my micro. It's always been really bad, unfortunately. I just don't have it. I just don't have it.
Just switch to night elf, bro. No problem.
Ah,
God.
Remo!
Oh no!
Don't pull
You
a
were doing
slash
so
on me.
well. Just
But I
switch to
guess-
Undead Coil Nova. How about that? How about that?
Yeah, would love to see some more Coil Nova, but man, there's staffs, there's rune braces, there's TPs, there's invo potions.
Yep.
Don't see Coil Nova succeeding so much.
1200 gold. No 3/3 upgrades. Foggy would probably love to. Oh, he's getting Wellspring. Nice. He'd probably love to lose a Dryad so he can maybe pick up a Shredder. So he has all this gold because he wants Master Bears as well, which he does. Oh, he does have. He does have. Okay, he's good.
Yes.
So maybe he doesn't even need that much lumber. He just needs +3 attack, though. I want to see the 3/3.
Well, we might see a 1-0 or GG instead of 3-3 pretty soon. iNSUP still trying to fight back. Main bases have expired. Base is up. What about the natural, by the way? 2,000 also, okay.
All right. Yeah, maybe if iNSUP can get like 2 Spirit Towers at the at his expansion and just hold on the high ground, that's always a way that he can win a fight, even if he's down quite a bit in supply. Especially if, you know, Foggy runs out of gold at his natural and already ran out of his main base. He's only got 1 more gold buy to take on the Baps. Maybe.
Foggy also with the Zeppelin micro, styling a bit on iNSUP here. Buying heal scroll number 736, if I counted correctly.
Something around there, yep.
Yep. But at the moment, it's 2 base, Carson. Doable for iNSUP.
2 base. Oh yeah, winnable. He's been down in supply, but not this much. This is 100 supply to
Oh.
53 currently.
Oh, that's seriously 100 supply, dude.
My god. And Panda, post level 5, there's probably enough creeps to get 5/5 with the corner and whatever remains of that red camp. Is it that? Is it just a couple of creeps? I'm not sure what remains of that red camp. So maybe 5/5. Panda 5 would make this near impossible because statues are really the only thing. Statues and wagons keeping iNSUP in this fight, but the Panda just destroys those at level 5.
Yeah, they're trailing a little behind now. Meat wagon for free. Only 1 tower on the high ground. Do we know if iNSUP has an idea about this expansion upper left? Maybe he's of the opinion that it's just the natural, but at this point it can't be, really.
Alright, so 3 groups now. 2 groups of Dryads and a Zeppelin could drop in the back on the high ground. Okay, iNSUP is starting to tower up his expansion a little bit. 55 against only 99, not 100 supply, but the 3rd attack upgrade is about to pop, and the 3rd Tree of Life
Of
is
course.
coming up at the red camp.
With all these resources, why move the Tree of Eternity away? There's no need! Drop the bears in the base! Breath of Fire. Oh boy, he can basically just A-click this.
Rune Bracers is still finding value. The amount of damage that has mitigated on the Panda so far has been really substantial. I mean, it's been a big deal. The Zeppelin Micro saves the Dryad, gets webbed, but has already done his job, and the Bears are going to deal with the Acolytes in the back. And GG well played is called, and it certainly was well played. 1-0 for Foggy.
Classic Foggy play, right? Neo, you touched on it earlier. Every time Foggy plays against an undead that isn't happy, he just looks so dominant. Always exactly aware of what he has to do, how he can get ahead. He was ready to play against the fast expo of the opponent if that was to occur, but iNSUP straight away from that. Just so hard to go up against Foggy. Can we make out clear mistakes this game? I think Foggy just all around played a bit better. One thing I would say is that I didn't like here was the Naga. This Naga, I didn't really feel her impact. Against Bears, she's pretty good. Against Demon Hunters, she's really good. Against Dryads, not so much. I think when you play against the Panda, like we saw here, I think you either want to go dual hero or maybe Tinker. I feel like Undead doesn't have a great third hero to add in there, but the Naga, I think, was just a waste.
Yeah, I feel you. Didn't feel the impact there either. Really, we haven't seen the craziest fork lightnings because, of course, there was rune braces, there was staves. Doesn't work on dryads, so yeah, maybe a tinker would have been better. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, the early game was good, but then Foggy just adapted a little bit, got map control back with Huntress, denied the expansion, and once the game plan for INSUP was ruined, feels like he didn't have the greatest backup plan.
Yeah, once he was cut out of position to shop with no town portal, when Foggy ran in, killed that fiend, killed the Zig, killed the altar, I don't really think there's any way back in for INSUP at that stage. Maybe Happy put in that position, he would micro his way out somehow. He would find the perfect solution, the perfect timing, and do it somehow. But yeah, just taking that much damage when you're on such a delicate timing, if you want to push and not counter expand, makes it very, very difficult.
Okay, can INSUP strike back? Our next map is Autumn Leaves. And will he try to go for an expansion there as well? Or will we see some fast tier 3 all-in with better timings and then maybe 1 or 2 surrounds? Maybe a game without runed bracers? Maybe INSUP can take a map. We have N. Williams. Thank you for the gifted sub to Shocky. Shout out to Shocky. Also, Sean with the 100 bits. Breaking news. Happy has been eliminated from Doobie Cup by 2 Night Elves, namely Lawlight and 15 Sway. Not bad. We got Lawlight and 15 Sway in this tournament tomorrow as well as Happy next week. You guys are buying profile pictures like crazy, everybody. $3,275 after just day 1 of the tournament. Rigor Mortis buying quite a few of them. Get them while they're available. And we get an available map number 2. It is INSUP versus Foggy. Map 2 indeed. Ding, ding, ding. Match points for Foggy. 1 step away from facing Hawk in the round of 12.
Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing. All right. Ghoul opener again for INSUP as expected. I'm wondering if, because INSUP must know, he knew he was playing Foggy for quite a while. He had to have studied his style. I wonder if he knew going for that expansion early game would force Foggy into Huntresses, if he knew that was sort of Foggy's flow chart of how he played. So I'm wondering if this is sort of what he's going to do again, not commit to the expansion, just say, okay, I want you to delay your tech. I want you to delay your counter expansion. I want you to build early Huntresses. So I'm just going to, feint the expansion, not commit to it, and then go into a standard game. I don't know who necessarily ends up ahead if you do go through that sort of that routine. But maybe that's where INSUP feels comfortable, and then he can play a little bit more aggressive with more time that ghouls are valuable on the map. But we'll see. We'll see. Audibly is possibly an easier map to expand on than Last Refuge. Possibly.
Let's see then. It's still DK with ghouls, so no desperate times, no switch to Lich or Dreadlord, or no double crypt, at least not yet. We've seen a couple of double crypts here on this map, but I guess we see more standard.
I do like me some dual crypt cheese. I mean, the NA is special. INSUP sometimes does it, and it works. It does work. Even Lucy does it sometimes as well, but I don't think we're going to see INSUP. After putting so much work in, so much practice, grinding so much, and definitely having his micro on point right now with that late game army, I don't think he's going to want to cheese too much here. But maybe, just maybe, if he's able to win this game, maybe map 3, he throws the super curveball. Maybe a Necropolis rush, Mass Acolytes.
Okay. Don't get too crazy here, Carson. What's in your coffee today? We should ask ourselves.
Ooh, you don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know what would be in my coffee that you wouldn't want to know. But trust me, you don't want to know. Something's in there.
Okay. Quality brought back to the stream by Carson. Love to see it. We have another Huntress opening by Foggy.
Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, they're good against ghouls. We've seen, nice little fake coil there by INSUP to force the Detto. Yeah, I'm wondering, is this just how Foggy wants to wants to play, or is he just pre-countering an expansion? I don't know. I don't know what this is. Don't ask me.
Okay, I won't.
iNSUP is attacking Foggy right now with a level 1 DK. Like, what?
Yeah, now it's a level 2
Never
DK.
mind. Alright, that's better.
Good. Okay, Remo. Are you satisfied? Is iNSUP allowed to do this now?
Block.
We'll see, we'll see.
Best micro NA.
Hell yeah.
Get rid of that one. Get rid of the tree, and if you can... Okay. Not worth the time, I guess. He wants to rush this Ancient of War? What?
Yeah, I thought he almost... I looked at his base just to double check he didn't put down a second crypt after all that talk. But he didn't. He is teching. Yeah, as Please Leave Duck once said, these are just scout ghouls. Don't worry. Like, they're not supposed to do it. They're just scout ghouls. So, you know, Foggy should be fine. Just scout
Okay,
ghouls.
I don't think his Ancient of War is fine, though. The repair wisp is gone. This is working.
Oh, and he's got the dust as well for that Cloak of Shadows on the Keeper right now. The Moonwells. Foggy's on tier 1. He's built 4 Moonwells, Neo.
Damn!
And he's expanding? All right.
Reeks of desperation. iNSUP trying to get the surrounds, gets it only on the tree end here, but it's more and more experience. But yeah, maybe damage is done. Denies that ghoul. Nice. 2.3. Maybe damage is done. Maybe just retreat, but iNSUP's getting greedy.
Foggy might be thinking this is 2 crypt right now. It certainly looks like it, just the amount of ghouls, because iNSUP has just been rallying his ghouls across the map. We're seeing the impact on the lumber. He had 6 lumber there for a second, and he's only got 1 ghoul. He's soon going to have 3 finally on lumber, but he's going to have to send at least a couple back. Of course, if he just starts mining with all those ghouls, he'll have no lumber issues, but he's going to have to not be aggressive on the map for a minute here. Oh, skeleton? That's a canceled expansion.
If he turns around, for sure. And immediately. Nice. That was one way out of Foggy, out of this precarious situation. Started the attack now at the 5-minute mark, and he knows, man, iNSUP is coming. Rather cancel that. And, dude, iNSUP is kind of far ahead now.
Yeah, pretty nice early game. And Ancient War also going down means there's not going to be easy creeping for either a Demon Hunter or a Panda, really. Gets the Huntress, nicely done.
Still has the
Yeah,
reveal.
this is just all iNSUP. Really
Yeah.
well done.
Keeps it closed, can move out with the DK. Has to be a little afraid of Entangle, but man, Foggy has nothing but a Keeper.
Literally, right? Does he have a hunt?
We can check out the army composition. No, he has nothing. He has 14 Wisps, that's it.
Like, iNSUP should just win, right? There's no Ancient of War. There's only a Keeper. I mean, okay, if iNSUP could pause, look at the game with map hack for like 30 seconds, he'd be like, okay, I'm just going to pick up a Naga and just attack and just win the game. But I guess it's hard to have that information. Maybe Foggy has a second Ancient of War somewhere. You know, maybe he's closer to tier 2 than we think, and he's going to get a Panda soon or a Naga soon. But I mean, if iNSUP knew what we knew, he could just run at him and win the game.
Staff used as well with just right clicks. Foggy trying to expand once again, but it's really not the greatest early game I've ever seen. Level 3 unlock 2. DK might be going on a Keeper hunt here to force more Moon Juice. That this brute force against the Ancient of War works, I never would have ever thought.
That's why you should always eat a tree before rooting. You want that 5-second build time on your second Archer, your first Huntress in Foggy's case. Just eat another tree before you root that Ancient of War, guys. Just eat the second tree. Come on.
Nutrition tips by Carson.
Yup.
1 unit now finally by Foggy. That's a Berserker. Okay. The iNSUP scouts this again, knows I should attack here at some point. Or counter expand.
He could just go for a tier 3 timing as well, though.
Yeah.
He could, I mean, just get the Lich, get the Orb. This time maybe Naga would work, and then just attack. 1 Ancient Protector isn't going to stop. He sees the lore timing. He sees it's only a Berserker, level 2 Keeper. I mean, iNSUP should be thinking like, all right, I just got to get all my forces together, get Frenzy Ghouls. He's got plenty of Ghouls. He didn't lose any, I believe, in the early game. Just go. I don't think Foggy is going to have any chance, honestly, to hold this tier 3 timing.
You probably haven't seen enough Foggy games. He can be a little bit of a wizard and turn bad situations around, but you're right, man. No army, no level 3 on the Keeper, no experience on the Brewmaster, an 8-minute expansion, which was cancelled. iNSUP, he can only lose this game from here on out.
Yeah, for sure. This would be an NA lull moment if he, someone of his skill was able to lose this game, I would say. But Foggy, maybe he'll find some genius way to come back. Maybe he can play a little bit hit and run, maybe get another second AP up. Might not be a bad choice. He's going to have Dryads now, and he can do wonders with those units as well. But the Panda, 0 experience. That's the downside of losing that Ancient of War, even if you don't have any units. Or even if you have units, I should say. It's still difficult to creep.
Foggy trying to shark around a little bit. Got the staff on the Panda to unite these two heroes, but iNSUP is coming. Here are the boys. And Frenzy is finishing in a second. Making a pit stop at the shop, maybe for a heal scroll or something. Yes, there we go. Tri-hero with the Naga, with the ghouls, with Frenzy, and Foggy has nothing.
A Berserker and soon to be 2 Dryads, level 1 Panda, and an Ancient Protector. TP right away just to show strength. If you TP that quickly, you're saying, oh, he actually fakes it with the staff. Oh, no, he did TP. If you TP that quickly, you're saying, okay, I'm strong, I'm ready to fight. Run away from me. So at least he buys a little bit of time by doing that.
I love that iNSUP is not trying to brute force the base, but rather goes for the main base, Coil Nova. And without Rune Bracers, this can be fierce. Let's go on the moon. Well, there's only Drunken Haze. There's not even Breath of Fire. It's a little bit of a mischance. iNSUP trying to go for the surround here. And almost works, but Staff's not ready. If Foggy has one thing, it's Staffs. But if Foggy has one thing not, it's the Panda because he died.
And now the Dryad's starting to die too. There's a lot of micro you can do with Dryads, but not against this many Frenzy Ghouls. Berserker falls. Panda's dead. AP probably soon to fall. iNSUP's lost a couple of Ghouls, and there's more Dryads coming out behind this. I mean, Foggy's mining on 2 bases. The Panda's going to be back in like 20 seconds, even less than that now. Dryads are being pumped. Is there a slim chance that Foggy can just miraculously hold on here?
There's a Destroyer, so if you wanted to use Treants and Entangle, then I got bad news for you. Dispel available, Panda back. iNSUP seemingly was just waiting for that, as mana seems really good on all 3 heroes. Foggy fighting tooth and nails with the help. iNSUP moving a little indecisive between main and expansion, but Foggy's taking hit after hit after hit. And the supply block now.
Yeah, that's nice. Going for the Moonrose is perfect. He could also go for the Lures, but I think just supply blocking him. A Foggy 47 supply. The supply's even. I mean,
how?
If Foggy somehow with that double economy, eating the nuke on the Panda, saying, yeah, kill me, kill me, kill me, and then it's already back. Level 1 Panda, not that big of a deal to lose it. And iNSUP really, with that timing, when Foggy only had 3 units, didn't do a lot, really. He didn't get a lot of kills.
A-bombs coming in now. It's still no damage from the Panda, except the right clicks, of course, which is not enough. Ghouls are falling quickly, so he takes out some damage, but the wagon is coming. The A-bomb is spreading disease, brings in more normal damage as well. Also, iNSUP very conservative with his mana. Haven't seen a Coil Nova in a long time.
I think iNSUP should just commit and kill that AP. Now it's being repaired up. Like, it's just been attacking. The amount of damage from this AP has been ridiculous.
Yes.
I think he's really just got to commit to it. And then even, like, the ghouls aren't doing a lot to the Dryads. Just put a couple of ghouls on a Moonwell and just let them kill. Okay, the problem for Foggy now, lumber.
Yep.
He was repairing for a while. 9 lumber cannot rebuild any units for the time being.
Everything falling. Everything that's being focused is falling. Nova into the Wisp, so that lumber problem won't be solved anytime soon, losing 3 of these. And this AP, he did really, really well, but I think the time is nigh for it to go down.
Okay, 1 Fiend being microed as much as it can. The Coil used aggressively on the Panda. All right, is that a supply block? No, his 70 supply. He's got plenty of Moonwells that he rebuilt, but GG will be called. iNSUP doesn't let this one slip away, and we got a tied series.
What a weird game that was. iNSUP again flirting with the expansion idea, kind of faked it out again, having the skull and stuff. Foggy always wants to be ready for the expo. He's going for that early Huntress build for that reason. And then Huntresses are on the way, and iNSUP runs across the map with level 1 DK. That's so weird. And but it works out here. Greatly done by iNSUP indeed. And Foggy kind of falls into the iNSUP trap. Again, he wasn't careful enough about aggression. If he just plays calm and passively, if he makes 2 archers and doesn't lose the first one, that push totally backfires. Nothing happens there. iNSUP has to fall back. He wasted time. He's not going to get level 3 in time. Foggy expands, and it's going to be a way different game. But not having made more archers and losing the first archer and then losing the Ancient of War, yeah, really broke Foggy's back there. If he had won this game, that would have been ridiculous, but he was just too far behind. Foggy needs to remember, iNSUP loves being aggressive, sometimes weirdly aggressive, and he has to be careful about that.
Boom, 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 boom! Back to the lobby, boys! You see that, boys? That push, boys! Bam! Just right back!
That's pretty good, actually, man. That's not bad at all. Yeah.
Okay, boys, let's go! Let's go, boys! 1-1, man. Huh?
It just shows really how I've talked to somebody about this in the past. I think it was like my friend Pierby or something. Shout out Pierby, one of the greatest NA undeads that no one knows. It's just we're talking about how weak Night Elf is without an Ancient of War, without Ancient of War creeping. Really, just Ancient of War creeping. They're just impossibly bad. Your second hero stuck on level 1. Just what creep camp would Foggy have been able to creep, no matter what his second hero was? I don't think any. Maybe a green. Even then, you have to use a full Moonwell just to tank the damage. Night Elf is just so bad without Ancient of War creeping, without an Ancient of War in the early game. It's not a bad play if Night Elves don't want to eat that tree after creeping their first camp. Just run across the map and kill it. Who cares?
Yeah, that was pretty much the strategy. Harass a little bit, assess the situation, see what's going on, rush, kill, win. And then not losing the game. We've seen iNSUP with great early games so many times against Moon, against X-Lord, against you name it. And then he wasn't able to take it home because he got overconfident or something. Here, a wiser, maybe a little bit more mature iNSUP takes the W. And now, oh my god, can you imagine the NA #1 chat flood if iNSUP eliminates Foggy? We're just one map away, everybody, and that map is gonna be the hill that is concealed. Mr. Remo Demo, any final thoughts on the matchup?
Let's see some NA pride, boys. Let's go!
If Remo says let's go, we go! That would be one of the greatest upsets in recent Warcraft history, everybody.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love me some Foggy. I it's always nice to see Foggy make deep runs because his games are always so exciting, and especially different matchups. I would say seeing him against Human or something like that, as we would in the next match, it's very, very, very exciting. But I mean, I'm biased. I'm biased as hell. Let's go iNSUP. I mean, come on.
All right, there. Hawk is already in chat, waiting for his opponent. Both kind of scary after the performance on the first 2 maps, but maybe he identifies some flaws. Foggy eliminated in the round of 16 after defeating X-Lord in Nations League. That would be quite a story. But of course, nothing's lost yet. iNSUP in the blue for the Gaming Gladiators, bottom left-hand side. Opening with the DK once again. Foggy for Raptor Gaming, upper right-hand side, with the Keeper for the 3rd time.
Keeper for the 3rd time, and this is a very classic map for this matchup at this point. It always comes down to, at least when we see Foggy versus Happy, this is always a map where we have those 35, 40-minute games where it comes down to holding that red camp expansion in the middle and, Foggy trying to find a way to break it, or the Undead trying to find a way to break it. It's a great map. It's a great map. I love this map for this matchup.
Absolutely. We've seen 100 versus 100 supply here with Chimeras and Banshees and Mountain Giants and everything. Okay, is iNSUP gonna send Foggy back to the lobby and out of this tournament, or will the favorite prevail after having a little bit of a shaky performance here on map 2? Map 2 was very, very unusual, and I think here on Concealed, expanding is so hard, especially with ghouls, that this should be the most normal game roll 3.
Yeah, Foggy definitely won't have to do a preemptive Hunter's Hall or anything like that. Does the shop trick. 3 Moonwells. And that does, I could be wrong on this, but that does indicate that Foggy's maybe a little bit afraid of 2 Crypt, potentially. 4.
Whoa.
4 Moonwells. And, okay, there has been builds in the past. I've seen Moon do, where he gets all of his Moonwells before nighttime, just literally to have more Moonwell mana. But I don't think he ever did it with 4. I think it was just 3.
Okay, you're the man for the builds. I'm the man to thank the community for supporting us. Punikajo, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Much love, mate. And INSUP, he is going across once again. No double crypt, but lots of ghouls. Getting close to the keeper here. Only level 1. Once again, same build, same timing as on Autumn Leaves thus far. 1 hit away from level 2, and there we go.
Yeah, INSUP pulls a lot of ghouls very, very early, and he doesn't use them to maybe split creep with backpack and anything like that. He just uses them to go across the map. Last hit goes in INSUP's favor, and now a similar situation to last game, but we got 4 Moonwells. We're going to have 3 Archers soon. I don't think INSUP's going to find much to do aggressively on the map now, but he will at least be able to get a little bit ahead in experience, potentially.
Okay, Foggy, not going into Hunters this time, it's just more Archers. And that is the norm. The Huntress builds were the odd one out, so he feels that this is survivable against the number of ghouls, as INSUP is stabilizing as well, teching, letting go of this aggression. We are slowly approaching tier 2.
Okay, there's the staff for Foggy. No longer is he afraid of surrounds, and the ghouls split creeping for INSUP, getting closer to level 3. There's the expansion staff back. I love this play from Foggy. Very simple, he buys the staff, he goes aggressive, but importantly, he knows where the ghouls are, he knows where the Death Knight is, so he knows he can expand without it being cancelled. Very, very safe play from Foggy. Now he just pulls the Nola Overseer when he has a little bit of time, and Tangly is going to be able to kill it no problem.
And the Tree of Life right next to it, as you said. INSUP's gonna scout it, but yeah, his forces are far, far away. DK not in time to steal it. Wasn't there vision? Maybe it was nighttime. Maybe he saw this a little too late. Otherwise, a coil would have been gigantic. But he's luring the creeps closer to the tree, so they're a little stressful for Foggy at the moment.
Yeah, creeped a couple camps now. And eventually clean up that expansion. It's a little disappointing sometimes to have to take that expo experience on your keeper, but if he still wants to get level 3, oh, the single, lonely, sad treant. Unfortunate for Foggy. He's not going to be able to creep that with just that bad boy. But yeah, it's going to make it difficult for what I imagine is going to be either Demon Hunter or Panda again. To get level 3, he can move his Ancient War to the lab and creep that, and then creep the shop. But other than that, tricky to find level 3 on the second hero for Foggy.
Okay. DK hurt. Got a few hits in for this tree, but yeah, if he eats one as you suggested on map 2 already, then it should be fine. We got tier 2, we get the Lich, and we're getting ready for tier 3 with only the DK harassing. Ghouls not doing too much, could go to the right hand side to the shop. INSUP is at least trying to get something done with ghouls, you know.
Yeah, I would like to see him creep his Cobalt, the green on the far right of the map, just to get level 3, and then the Death Knight would have been level 3 by the time the Lich comes out. And then INSUP could have sharked a bit and gotten some Archer kills. With only level 1 coil, it's not really possible, but we see Happy almost always get level 3 Death Knight before his Lich comes out, and then he's able to go and harass the expansion creeping, harass the second hero trying to get level 3, which in this case will be a Demon Hunter. But INSUP just a little bit late on this level 3 timing.
Got it now! Not getting detonated here. Boom, coil, there it is. Got the replenishment, which is very fine. But yeah, the necessary damage has to be done in the north.
A player's forces are under attack.
And that kind of soon. Whoa, the Keeper's Interception! That's a doubler. Or is it? Is it?
A doubler.
It is a doubler.
A really nice timing from Foggy here. That's going to be a third ghoul. And INSUP, I said his timing was a bit off with the level 3 Death Knight, but it seems to actually line up quite well with when the second hero is popping out to disrupt the creeping. But yeah, it's a decent number of kills for Foggy, who goes back home to get more mana and is going to meet up with Demon Hunter just in time. INSUP actually is missing the creeping of the demon. That's kind of rough.
Yeah, that's a very, very obvious position with the expansion that he saw before. Now he finds the army, but the army is reunited. The Demon Hunter is more than happy to burn a couple of these mana points. iNSUP still waiting for the tier 3. Foggy's production looks insane. Double lore, AP, shop, Nature's Blessing, all that good stuff. Foggy's getting ready more and more.
A player's forces are under attack.
iNSUP says, whatever, I can't find you. I'm going to go for the red camp. Yeah, you said it was obvious. I definitely think it was to find that Demon Hunter, and he could have denied the level 3 for such a long time and probably gotten 3-4 archer kills there with all the mana he had. But hopefully for iNSUP's sake, at least he can get a nice item. Even if he wasn't able to kill any units in this mid-game, he will get Ancient Django. Quite a good item.
Quite a good item. It's one of the best he could have found. Even more movement speed, more attack speed, on top of the frenzy ghouls. Does it even work, or is it full movement speed at that point? Gonna look like a custom game there.
Yeah, I don't actually know. That's a good question. They're gonna be very fast, we can say that much.
Statue in the main!
What?
Yikers. Statue in the main.
Oh no. Oh, it's his stock is trapped? Oh, the poor feller.
You got one out, but on the second one, how's that possible?
This rally. Or, wait, yeah, where was that first one rallied? How is that possible? Oh, it must have rallied to the far right and then went up past the 2 ziggurats? Is that how he rallied it?
I hate the far right. Let's go for the push now, though. As we have Frenzy finished, we got Destroyers, we got the Naga again. Will he be baited by that Keeper? Not really, but Foggy has all the information he needs and can set up a defense.
Very archer heavy though, and you know, archers are nice for creeping, but this amount, 6 archers against frenzy ghouls, against the Nova, against especially the Naga as well too. Not going to be as strong as the Huntresses were maybe in the first game, but Demon Hunter level 3 double potion, sold the scroll of the beast, push him in vulnerability, but he's going to be quite the tanky boy.
This might be iNSUP's push. If he does a lot of damage here, he might be getting that expansion down the road. But yeah, he has to exchange ghouls for something. Heroes, buildings, lots of units. He can't give Foggy more time. The 2 base, 1 base situation is in favor of the Night Elf.
I would love Lich level 3, but it's a stretch at this point. Would take almost an entire red camp probably to get that level 3. Foggy just going to continue to run around. Feels very safe, very secure. iNSUP does have the supply advantage at last in this this series. This might be the first time, even in game 2. I don't even think he was that ahead in supply. Moonwell goes down. That's actually going to supply lock Foggy now.
Oh, that's so
but he's got another one coming up in the back, though.
Okay, Foggy taking care. AP is in position. Was that just a distraction to open up the expansion a little more? There's only a Moonwell now, but iNSUP switching gears sees, man, this defense is rock solid. I need new tools, and the new tools are coming. Disease Cloud finished, wagon coming.
Yeah, this is where that Endurance Aura also helps a lot, just for running between the bases, forcing Foggy to always be out of position, Congo lining his units in. Now he's going to be able to find the shop, which is really nice. Moonstone purchased before. I think iNSUP should commit for this. He's going to. But 1, 2, 3... health pots already on Foggy's side, and he uses the Moonstone to get some more Moon Juice, and the Moonwells are pretty healthy in the main base.
Okay, 3 heal pots, but no invul, no heal scroll. Ah! There's hate against the statue for sure. First it was trapped, now it's abandoned. But okay, fixes that. Would love to have this little bit repair. Trying to chip away with some nuke damage. Coil Nova, amazing as always.
The wagon! Stuck in the main!
No!
Oh, it's up.
How? Chemical cosplay.
Are under attack.
Oh man, that hurts his timing so much.
All right, be able to get it out now, I think, or does he need to chop down that left tree? I'm not entirely sure. He can just attack now. Okay, he gets it out. This base build, unfortunate. Really not even the base build, just the slaughterhouse positioning. Makes iNSUP a little bit slow. He's still ahead in supply, though. Shop gonna be canceled. Very big deal for iNSUP. It is daytime as well. Another big deal. See, can iNSUP find the fight that he's been looking for this whole time?
Foggy only tier 2, so no super wells. Upgrades are coming only on 1-2 soon. Oh boy. The trees are marching over again. iNSUP got double invul and a heal scroll. Foggy, finally a heal scroll as well. Spending quite some mana on the keeper. Moonwells,
A player's
good,
forces are
but
under
not perfect. Yeah, he's sharking around, and here's the meat wagon. And can iNSUP afford as many heal scrolls as he did on last Refuge?
Yeah, iNSUP gets 2 heal scrolls and the protection scroll, which is crazy. I guess he just hasn't really lost any units, but it's amazing that iNSUP has this many units right now, actually.
iNSUP's performance in general, I think not too many people thought that he would bring such a fight to Foggy. It's getting closer. Foggy's running away in supply. Can iNSUP do it with the hero levels? They are quite low. Can't nuke Dryads. It's similar to the situation on LR. No counter expansion, 2-1, and Foggy is agreeing to the fight now.
Alright, still 12 supply in Argent despite there being a 20 supply advantage right now. All the rules being faded out. Protection scroll used, Destroyer trying to get rid of the Treants in the front. The Treants are marching forward as well as the Ancient Protector and the Ancient of War. All the ghouls have now fallen. A couple of Dryads falling and the Disease Cloud is working overtime, but the Mana Burns are also doing a ton of work. That's no more Coils, that's no more Novas, and that's soon to be no more Fiends, it looks like.
Man, no no mana potion that might fight him. The Demon Hunter, of course, doing tons and tons of work. And Tangle, he's close to killing a couple of Dryads, but he's just not getting it. He's doing damage, but not getting kills. And that means his heroes are still under-leveled, being hard counted by a Demon Hunter. And Foggy's expertise in Night Elf versus Undead goes to show no upset, no Foggy elimination. But iNSUP can be pretty proud of himself to take a map here and represent NA. He did well, but man, Foggy in this matchup is just a different beast. And once again, goes to show how strong he is if the opponent is not happy.
Yeah, this was more along the lines of normalcy. Here, Foggy once again can bring all of his experience and skill to the table and was the better player. Map 2, a bit of a misfire. Foggy is reminded that he has to be careful and needs to be cautious, especially of aggressive players like him. But Foggy makes it in the end and brings us the match next that we've been expecting. Foggy versus Hawk, the second against the third best player of Europe, I guess.
Pretty damn amazing. This is gonna be one hell of a match. Foggy and Hawk fighting for the runner-up spot for a long time. Will Hawk have a good performance here in the W3Champions finals? Wasn't really his tournament, except that amazing run where he was able to take down Happy from the winner bracket. What Hawk are we seeing? He's playing quite a bit of Elden Ring, I saw. A little bit of Hearthstone as well. Night Elf versus Human, always a treat. Once again, all the thumbs up to iNSUP. Taking a map off of Foggy here is quite a surprise. Got a better result or one more map than a DreamHack, and a nice little extra flavor in the W3Champions finals, but Foggy one level above him. More than one level above every other server for Warcraft 3 that we ever had is W3Champions. W3Champions is so amazing. Can't even put it to words. It's really, really hard. And the thing is, they are getting even better with, for example, a lot of servers. 26 servers compared to the 3 we got on Battle.net. I don't know the math here, but I think it's 8.66 times the servers of the vanilla game. That's a hell of a lot. So wherever you are in the world, you get good conditions. Doesn't matter if you're in the super southeast in Australia or New Zealand land, or if you're at the bottom left-hand side of the world in South America. We got servers for you, everybody. And if you are on a wonky connection, maybe Wi-Fi, you know, maybe your roommate is streaming 8K games again, or has torrents running or whatever, which we have a reconnect feature for you, everybody, so no disconnects, or not. We have a safety cushion for these. And latest edition since the last W3C finals, everybody, Flow TV is here. If you remember good old WAG TV or Jarena TV or NetEase TV, you know what this is. You can watch every single ladder game there is on this server with Flow TV from the observer perspective. And that is a hell of a cool feature.
Very cool. Very cool. One of my favorite features. I've been watching some ladder games recently. I've been liking it. Good content for streams as well. Very cool. You can study. Does it save? Does it auto save the replays like NetEase does? It does as well. That's sick. That's super sick. It's so good. It's so good. You could just stock Happy's games and take all of his replays. You can do that for Lin. Someone needs to like create a bot that just auto joins all of Lin's games. And then we just get all the replays and we just know every strategy that he's trying out. We need to do that.
Super duper cool. Fluxu is an absolute god. He brought us the Flow servers. He brought us Flow TV. He also brought us the Random Heroes ladder that we newly introduced. And he is just doing that all by himself. Madman. Absolute madman. What would this game be without Fluxu? Probably nothing. And that's why we have the opportunity to celebrate the end of every season with the season finals. And at every season finals, you can buy profile pictures for W3Champions, just as Aris just did. He bought Undead, Orc, Night Elf, Human, W3Champions. All those, almost all those good profile pictures. You missed out on the Back to Warcraft one. Why is that, I wonder? But Rigor Mortis did that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They look like this. The scroll themed this time. The two with the red candle wax thingy for Back to Warcraft and W3Champions. The blue for the human, the green for the night elves, the wooden one for the orcs, and of course the skull representing the undead. Get them while they're hot only until the end of the W3Champions finals. That is next Sunday. $3 for the race icons, $5 for the project icons. W3Champions Back to Warcraft. Every single purchase goes directly into the prize pool. Well, we are getting close to 3,300. Just $7, 52 missing. And then, of course, we approach the big 3,333. Can we do that today while the games are still running? That would be absolutely beautiful. You guys are once again treating us super sweetly. We go into a little bit of a break, and then it's time for Foggy versus Hawk, who's gonna follow Chemico into the round of 8. Be right back.